everyone! So today I'm going to do my college survival guide video. It's been requested, but if you're not going into college, maybe you're going into middle school or high school, I did videos for those already, so you can check those out in the bottom bar below. But anyway, starting college. College is pretty much amazing. I'm seriously loving these years. I'm already starting my junior year this year, and it's gone by so fast. I mean, after you graduate high school, I promise you, every year goes by so much faster. It's just like between school and work, it goes by so fast. But anyways, yeah, like I said, I'm going to be a junior. I go to a community college. I don't go away to school anywhere. You'd probably notice because I don't live in a dorm. You know, this is my room at the house, you know, where I'm living at home. And so I can't really tell you what it's like to go downstate to school. I don't have that experience. Anyways, college is pretty much a big step up from high school in many ways. It's basically you're on your own. You know, you have to be more responsible for yourself. I mean, you're completely responsible for yourself. You know, nobody is holding your hand. I mean, you may have had relationships with teachers in high school, like you kind of have like, I don't know, like where you kind of develop a relationship with your teacher because you see them every day. Like even though you had maybe like 7 different teachers, maybe you were on a level where you could talk to them and things like that and you really knew them really well. Well, you don't see your teachers every day. You're going to see them maybe like twice a week and that's it. What's really cool about your professors in college is, well, you kind of have to get used to it first. It was weird for me, but they allow you to call them by their first name. You don't have to call them Mr. or Mrs. You can call them Professor and address them like Professor and then say their last name, or you can just say their first name. Some of them just they're like, just call me by my first name, whatever. They're really cool. And your classes are typically going to be larger in size, especially your lecture classes. You might have maybe like 50 people in a lecture class. My school was really good about having a limit of like 21 people per class, but lecture classes, though, tend to be bigger. At a community college school, of course, there's like parking, and parking is crazy. Oh my gosh, I could do a whole video on just the parking. Like on my campus, there's like the main parking lot, which is closest to all the buildings of the school, and then there's like this 2-lane road, and then there's another strip of parking lot, and it goes like all the way down. And I do not like to park there, and I'm not saying I'm lazy because I don't mind walking, but just for security reasons, I don't like to have my car all the way down where it's like out of sight. And plus, if it's raining, I don't want to get drenched, especially if I have to go to work or something later. But, so I like to try to park closer, and it's like a war trying to find a parking spot. Like, I seriously have to slowly drive along and like wait for people to come in the parking lot like they're leaving, and then I have to like kind of stalk them, and I kind of creep up on them with my car, and I'm like, hey, are you leaving, you know? And some of them are cool and they show you where they park, and then sometimes someone will come from the opposite direction of the parking lot and they'll try to steal your spot, so you have to like put your blinker on and make sure you're there first, and you have to be fierce when you're in that parking lot. But anyways, that's that. On campus, you will be walking typically from building to building. Some of your classes might be in different buildings. Some might be in the same buildings. They might all be in the same building. But my campus has, I don't know how many buildings. It has a lot of different buildings for different majors and, you know, things like that. I recommend checking out your student lounge, checking out the library. Especially if you spend like all day on campus. If you have a time period where you have a couple hours to kill, go explore. Because what I like to do is I always like to find that one secret cozy spot that not a lot of people know about, and I like to chill there, maybe eat my lunch there, and I don't know, just kind of relax and do my homework and whatever. So I recommend checking that out. My campus does have a cafeteria, but their lunch is very expensive. It's about $5 or more for a lunch. It's insanely crazy. It's at $2 for a water bottle. It's insane. So I always just bring my lunch from home, and yeah, I don't buy anything at school. Sometimes there's free food, though. Sometimes they'll have when, I don't know why, but sometimes they, maybe like during welcome week, like back to school week, like the first week, free food is always good. Okay, now getting back to the classes. You will have a lot of books. You're going to be thinking, how am I supposed to read all these books? Actually, you don't technically have to read everything that you have. But first, I recommend that you go to your classes first before buying your books. Do not buy them before you go to your classes, because you probably wasted some money. Just look over the syllabus that your teacher gave you and ask them what books you actually need, because you probably won't even use some of the books that are listed. So do not buy your books first. But if you have to, don't open anything that's wrapped up in saran wrap, like the tight cling wrap. Do not open any of that until you're positively sure that you will be using it, because you won't be able to return it. So please just take my advice. It will save you some money. But if you can still return the book and there's like a week deadline, usually it's a week after classes start, make sure you return that and have your receipt and give it to the bookstore, or they will not take it back. That's happened to me before and it's a nightmare. I was so mad. But yeah, so now I buy them after my classes start. And they will buy your books back. Usually school bookstores do that after, like during finals week. You can, the bookstore will buy back your books for maybe like half the price or something like that. Some books they won't buy back if they're not going to use them again. So you could get some of your money back, which is really nice. I really love that. Your teachers will assign you to read certain, I don't know, chapters in a book or whatever. Make sure you read what they tell you to read, because they will probably quiz you on what you're supposed to read. It will probably be on a test or a final, or maybe it'll be in an essay or in a paper. So make sure you read what they give you. Make sure that you manage your time very well, because that is very important, especially if you have a job like me. I have to make sure that, I get my papers done on time, and, I allow myself time to read stuff and do my papers. And you will write more papers in college than you did in high school. Ask for help if you need help. Don't feel stupid to raise your hand in class, because, asking for help is one of the best things that you can do for yourself. You will notice that you will have some adults in your classes. Maybe it's not as common if you go away to school, but at a community college, there are a lot of adults in my classes. I have people that are old enough to be my parents, or even old enough to be almost my grandparents. There's people, maybe they didn't have the money to go to school when they were my age, and now they finally, have the money to get themselves an education. And, I don't know, everybody has their own different story, but, it's actually pretty cool to have adults in your classes, because, I don't know, it's just different, and it's cool because you can talk to people that are older than you, and they can kind of give you advice and things like that. I think it's just cool to have classes with adults. It's weird at first. It's really, really weird, but it's really cool. And you'll notice that the adults are really motivated, and they're really conscientious in their work. They're always taking notes and raising their hands and asking questions, because they're the ones that are paying for their education. Because most students, when they go, their parents are paying for it. But you have to realize this, when you're in college, your education it's a paid education. It's not like in high school. So I think that should be very motivating to whether you're paying it or if your parents are paying it. If your parents are paying it, you wouldn't want to let them down, would you? They're paying it for you and then you fail the class. Like, how horrible is that? Everybody can get a great grade in a class, like an A or a B. It's not hard. It really isn't. You make it difficult only if you want to make it that way. I've really been enjoying my college years. I think I like them better than high school. I love high school, and I missed high school, but I really love college because it's so relaxed, and I really love it. And I hope that it slows down a bit, because I don't want it to go by too fast, because I really love it so much. But don't be nervous. College is so much fun. You're going to totally love it. And I want to thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope this has helped you and gotten rid of the nerves. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.